parkour coach, movie stunt artist with some mad ninja skills, and the co-founder of Extreme Parkour. Our guest today is Mr. Sagar, who's going to be talking to us about all things parkour. So over to you, Mr. Sagar. Why don't you begin by telling us a little bit about your parkour story? How did you begin and how long has it been since you've been doing this?
Thank you so much, Sakshi, for inviting me. So I started parkour in 2017 when I was in 12th. One of my friends came to me and showed me this video where some amazing athletes performing mad skills. So instantly, मैं attract हो गया वो
Right.
skill देख के and I started practicing these things. उस टाइम तक मुझे पता नहीं था कि इसको parkour बोलते हैं. I was just going out, trying
Okay.
things. Fail हो रहा था, try कर रहे थे. And then later on through internet
Right.
only, I came to know this is parkour. And then I started parkour.
Oh, lovely.
Like after 6 months of training, I got to know this is parkour. And then I started parkour in
Oh.
Pune when I got admission to engineering.
Okay.
And we have a group of 4 or 5 people who are training in gardens. And that's how my journey started.
Right. That's very good to know. That's lovely. Okay. So why don't you tell us a little bit about where parkour comes from and a little history about it?
Yeah. So parkour has very deep and long history, but I'll start with how parkour word came from. So parkour basically a
Right.
French word hai, which called is parkour, which literally means a way through or the path. And it is invented in 1980s by David Belly. So डेविड बेली के फादर एक फ्रेंच फायर फाइटर थे और उस टाइम पे वो बहुत ज्यादा एक्टिव थे और एक हीरो थे अपने कंट्री के लिए. So inspired by him, David Belly started training, acro, gymnastic, and a lot of track and field activities.
Right.
But mostly उनको outdoor करना पसंद था ये सारी चीजें, like open environment में. So that's how they started, like उनके कुछ फ्रेंड्स और उन्होंने स्टार्ट किया इसको. So in early stages, they called as it is just movement, and then later on इसको parkour का नाम दिया डेविड बेल्ले ने. And then जब ये मूवी आई कैसीनो रॉयल, आपने शायद देखी होगी, जेम्स बॉन्ड की कैसीनो रॉयल, तो उसमें parkour फीचर हुआ था. So after that, lots of video came in internet पे, YouTube पे, and that's how parkour feature हुआ internet पे.
And what would you say are the real life applications of parkour today?
So for me, parkour helped me in like in real life scenarios. But basically air awareness. So in parkour we do a lot of flips, tricks and jumps. So हम कुछ time के लिए air में रहते. So it builds a lot of air awareness in myself, in ourselves. तो इस तरह से मैं बताता हूँ एक कहानी. तो मेरा बाइक एक्सीडेंट हुआ था. It was a small bike accident. उस टाइम पे I managed to save myself. So I was in the air, but मुझे literally पता था कि मैं कहाँ जा रहा हूँ, कहाँ पे हूँ. So I literally bailed out as a मतलब रोल करके मैं निकल गया उस एक्सीडेंट से. तो वो बहुत सारा, क्योंकि हम प्रैक्टिस करते हैं, रोल इज नाउ अ सेकंड नेचर फॉर अस. हम लोग हमेशा प्रैक्टिस में रोल को इंट्रोड्यूस करते हैं. तो वो रोल एक सेकंड नेचर बन गया हमारे प्रैक्टिस. तो इस तरह की चीज है. सेकंड इज सेल्फ डिफेंस. व्हाई नॉट. सो बहुत सारे लोग बोलते हैं कि हम पार्कोर को कैसे सेल्फ डिफेंस की तरह यूज कर सकते हैं. तो बेस्ट सेल्फ डिफेंस इज टू गेट अवेयर ऑफ द सिचुएशन एंड रन अवे. सो यू कैन फाइट बैक one or two people. Absolutely. But if there is a mob of 10 people, you can't fight back. जो मूवी में दिखाते हैं वो सच नहीं होता है. So you have to get aware of the situation and to run. So parkour is very helpful in those conditions.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, I feel like parkour is fairly new in India. Very few people know about it. And, if some people do, it's usually people see like, okay, movies, stunt artists, they use it. Or it's not something that normal people can do. So it's something that, they see it as a completely different aspect apart from fitness. But certainly, I mean, it would help us by building, muscle memory and, like you said, spatial awareness, because you have to be up on your feet, and seeing your videos, it's just crazy. I mean, so that's really amazing. What are some things, according to you, that someone who's starting their parkour training, they should know?
So the video you see on internet, that jumping from one building to another, that is not parkour exactly हम लोग पार्कोर को बहुत ग्राउंड लेवल से स्टार्ट करते हैं. इवन हम स्टार्ट करते हैं
Right.
ग्राउंड पे मार्किंग करके एंड स्टार्ट डूइंग
Right.
जंप्स ऑन दोज
Hmm.
मार्किंग्स. सो बहुत
Hmm.
बेसिक्स से चालू होता है एंड देन आफ्टर 10-15 years of experience athletes wants to challenge themselves, then they go rooftop पे and they try their skills. बट यूजुअली बहुत सारे ऐसे
Right.
एथलीट हैं जो
Right.
रूफटॉप ट्राई नहीं करते. दे वांट टू प्रैक्टिस इट सेफली ऑन द ग्राउंड.
Hmm.
एंड या सो पार्कोर बेसिकली
Right.
बहुत जरा फैंसी वाले स्टफ नहीं जो इंटरनेट पे देखते हैं. अभी तो वो वीडियोस वायरल जा
Right.
रहे हैं और ये सब हो रहा है. इसकी वजह से लोग अलग अलग ट्रिक्स और ये ट्राई कर रहे हैं. बट या इट इज वेरी डिसिप्लिन स्पोर्ट्स.
Hmm.
हमको इसके लिए वेट ट्रेनिंग करना पड़ता है, कंडीशनिंग करना पड़ता है, लॉट्स ऑफ थिंग्स आर देयर.
Right. And ये कौन
Yeah.
से दूसरे ट्रेनिंग के साथ में it complements good, like if someone is doing yoga or someone's doing weight training, how does it help with these other fitness regimes that people are following these days?
So other fitness activity definitely helps parkour because मैं खुद एक वॉलीबॉल नेशनल लेवल पे खेल चुका हूँ. तो वो मुझे अपने हाई
lovely.
जंप्स और लॉन्ग जंप्स में वो हेल्प किया है पार्कोर में. एंड इवन हमारे पास
Right.
बहुत डिफरेंट एरिया से लोग आते हैं सीखने. लाइक डांस हो गया, योगा हो गया.
Hmm.
तो योगा बेसिकली उनका स्ट्रेंथ अच्छा
Right.
होता है because of their holds and they have good
Right.
flexibility. That definitely
Hmm.
good head start देता है पार्कोर में उनको और वो अडेप्ट जल्दी कर लेते हैं पार्कोर मूवमेंट्स.
Right. So do you think that parkour is a young people's sport?
No, definitely not. I guess अभी इंटरनेट पे सारे वीडियोस यंग पीपल ही कर रहे हैं. लाइक
Right.
बट पार्कोर को लड़कियां भी प्रैक्टिस करती है, ओल्ड पीपल लाइक 30s. सो मैं सबसे एज स्टूडेंट 66 इयर्स के है who practices
Oh,
parkour.
wow.
बट
Okay.
एज के हिसाब से सबका ट्रेनिंग अलग अलग है. बट
Right.
बेसिकली
Level.
टीनेजर्स कॉम्पिटिटिव लेवल पे प्रैक्टिस करते हैं,
Hmm.
किड्स एंड टीनेजर्स. बट
Right.
पार्कोर के जो अलग एप्लीकेशंस है, लाइक पार्कोर कैन बी यूज एज फिजिकल फिटनेस के लिए, स्ट्रेंथ के लिए.
Right.
So it involves jumping and everything. So automatically it works on your lower body. We have climbing,
Right.
so it works, climbing techniques. It gives you
Hmm.
good grip strength. So
Right.
yeah, so parkour can be useful as physical fitness. It's a movement based sport. So उसको सब
Right.
एज के लोग प्रैक्टिस करता है.
Right. That's lovely to know that you have a
Yeah.
60-year-old student who learns from you. That's really, it just
Yeah.
busts one of
Yeah.
the myths about parkour. So, and definitely I can see that there's so much natural movement involved in parkour. And for someone who wants
Yeah.
to opt for a more playful sort of a workout regime, that's definitely something that they can go for because it's the most
Yeah.
interesting
Yeah.
one out there right now. So
Right.
that's really
Right.
good to know. And what do you think are some of the important skills that a person requires to go into parkour, or they eventually develop with parkour training?
So the skills, so balancing,
Right.
vaulting, climbing, and running also. So like most of the people
Right.
can't run that well. So we teach them
True.
running techniques in all
Right.
directions, how to run backwards, sideways,
Right.
and we have art of falling. So first thing we do is कि हम इंजरी से बचे कैसे. तो ये हम उनको
Right.
सिखाते हैं कि what is art of falling, इस सिचुएशन में हमको क्या करना पड़ेगा अगर ऐसे हो गया तो. What if you o rotate jumps or o do jumps.
Right.
तो उस टाइम पे क्या करना है. We start
Right.
with that and then slowly we develop more higher skills.
Understood. And coming to that, what are some of the progressions of parkour? Like weight training, just say strength training hota hai isme. A lot of people know ki in the beginning you begin with light body weight exercises, then you go on with lighter weights, and it's more compound movements. So parkour में वैसे क्या progressions है if someone wants to know going into the training?
Yeah. So basically what I do is I divide the skill training in starting. The ratio is 70-30. So 30% skill, 70% strength training and
Right.
conditioning. And slowly 50-50, 40-60 ये ratio हो जाता है. So any basic
Right.
workout things like push-ups, pull-ups, dead hangs, squats.
Right.
So nothing fancy. We just do push-up, pull-ups, squats, and then quadruple petal movements like bear crawl
Right.
है, crab walk है, या crocodile
Right.
walk है. तो ये सब जो body weight exercise है उससे हम start करते हैं. And then we move towards
Okay.
landing techniques, jumping techniques, how to take drop, how to climb a wall, how to cross the wall,
Right.
and yeah, it progress like that.
Lovely. Understood. And lastly, are there any myths about parkour that you would like to bust today?
So I made a video on this. So
Uh-huh.
commonly लोगों को लगता है फर्स्ट वन जो हमने डिस्कस किया कि टीनेजर ही बस पार्कोर करता है और बाकी कोई एज ग्रुप करता नहीं है बिकॉज
Right.
वीडियोस आजकल टीनेजर ही दे लाइक टू पोस्ट एंड
True.
कूल ट्रिक्स होने के बाद दे वुड लाइक टू पोस्ट थिंग्स
Right.
बट या पार्कोर हर एक एज ग्रुप प्रैक्टिस कर सकता है गर्ल्स
Right.
इंडिया में बहुत कम है लेकिन या गर्ल्स प्रैक्टिस पार्कोर and
Right.
most common myth is कि parkour is very injury prone sports but trust me parkour से ज्यादा injury दूसरे sports में है so
Right.
parkour builds basically we teach injury prevention way before we start our
Exactly.
parkour training
Right. Right.
yeah और फिर वो parkour training आपकी इंजरी बहुत कम कर रही है we build air awareness we have rules so अब मेरे साथ तो बहुत बार होता है कि मैं सीढ़ी से चलते गिर जाता हूँ या फिर बस चलते पैरों में पैर अटक जाता है गिर जाता हूँ so
Right.
roles are very helpful for me yeah and yeah that is like the parkour बहुत because it looks the jumps looks big and everything and बहुत ऊपर से जंप कर ले लोग तो naturally लोगों को लगता है कि यार बहुत रिस्क रहेगा इन चीजों में so you're watching a person who did parkour for like 10 years 15 years and then he's
Absolutely.
doing this kind of yeah
Right. Understood. That was very well explained, and this was definitely a very insightful episode. And I'm sure that
Yeah.
we are very lucky to have parkour in India, thanks to you. And I myself am in Pune, so I'm even more lucky right now. But yeah, I mean, it's a great new aspect of fitness, and to include in your lifestyle and your routine, and definitely something new that people would like to go for. And as you
Yeah.
busted the myths very well said, that it's just not for the younger people or kids that you say, like how gymnastics, people think कि बचपन से ही करना चाहिए था, and then later
Yeah,
on it
yeah,
doesn't happen. Definitely. I mean, my mom herself was looking at your videos today, and she was like, please ask him if everybody can do it. Like you said, injury prevention, one of the most important things
Yeah.
today. So
Yeah,
that was a great insightful session. Thank you so much for gracing our podcast today. Lastly, as we conclude today's episode, is there anything that you would like to leave us with, any message or suggestions for the audience?
Do body weight exercises, do strength training, do yoga, even
Right.
balancing things like slackline or do any
Right.
sports just for 1 hour for the day because it is very important to keep ourselves, healthy and it is very helpful for us. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Lovely. And definitely people go for it, get your parkour training done, and enroll yourself right now. And for the ones who would like to
Yeah.
follow Mr. Sagar, you can find the details in the description, and certainly book a class with him and do your training. So you can find the details in the description. Thank you so much once again, Mr.
Yeah.
Sagar, for gracing our
Thank you so
podcast
much,
today.
Sakshi.
I'm Sakshi
Thank you so
Pawar,
much.
and I'll be your host for the Settle or Be Better podcast. And stay tuned as we'll bring more inspiring stories your way. Thank you so much.